We are so excited to see you today. And together with my partner, Dr. Hata, we're going to explain to you our snake robotic bronchoscope because as a thoracic surgeon, I have a real problem. There's a diagnostic challenge, and we have 15 million people in the United States who qualify for lung cancer screening each year. 30%, a third of them, will have a lung nodule, but only 4% of them will be cancer. The majority of these lung nodules are small and difficult to biopsy, and most patients have multiple nodules in all of these hard-to-reach locations, which you can see in blue here, that we can't reach with conventional bronchoscopy. This limited visibility and the access and poor access leads to poor diagnostic yield. Without a tissue diagnosis, I have to keep surveilling with CT scans year after year to make sure nothing changes. So the unmet clinical need is really the ability to enhance the bronchoscopic access and tools to not just navigate, but to diagnose and treat these peripheral lung cancers more effectively. So this snake robot is this ideal platform, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about it. We already have a clinical platform of which we've designed as a collaborative between MGB and Canon USA, and it improves the diagnosis of early lung cancers. We've already done the preclinical assessment in live swine and human cadaveric studies comparing the snake robot with another type of navigational bronchoscopy. What we found is we have improved localization and targeting, roughly being successful over 90% of all attempts, and it has a great learning curve with results being excellent for both novice and expert. We also see minimal lung displacement with navigation, so we're not pushing the target away as we're trying to drive towards it, and this has improved our ability to aim at the target. There's also a unique multi-section bending catheter, which you're going to see, and this improves accuracy with successful biopsy of 100% of the lung pseudotumors, which we've placed in a variety of different locations. The potential for further development is to actually improve this even more by making autonomous navigation with the potential to further eliminate the operator-dependent variability in sampling accuracy.
So here's a snake robot Dr. Colson just mentioned. Immediately after hearing her problem in the clinical practice, we put together a team of scientists and engineers to create multi-section continuum robot, in other words, snake robot. I'll explain why it's called snake robot later. It is really meant to be helping her to perform a transbronchial biopsy for her to reach the hard-to-reach area so that she can perform the biopsy there. Snake robot has 3 sections. First one being about the 10 millimeter, second one 20 millimeter, third one on 20 millimeter, as you can see in the picture on the left. Each one of them is motorized by small DC motors, and total of 9 motors are moving together to coordinate motion. I'm going to explain next. It has a small diameter of 4 millimeter, inner diameter of 2.1 millimeter, closely resembling the conventional bronchoscope Dr. Colson, her colleague, used today. With this technology, we can perform multiple actions, including the follow the leader motions, where the first tip of the section moves, controlled by the physician, moves along the tortuous pathway, and then eventually reaching out to the, again, hard-to-reach lesion. Second features it has is to perform what's called radio exploration, where the physician can aim the lesion and optimally collect the tissue sample, again, potentially increasing the diagnostic yield of the transbronchial biopsy. As she mentioned, this robot requires training. The video on the left shows that the image is showing that the robot is controlled by the gamepad you can see on the top left. And then also the image on the right shows what's called AI-powered interface, what I'm going to explain later. As you can see on the left, the gamepad requires skills to use the game. And interestingly, we found that the physicians with an experience with an video gaming has more proficiency maneuvering these devices. The literature also tells that a competing technology also has a learning curve where sometimes you need to perform 54 to 64 procedures until you reach the proficiency, or in robotic systems, sometimes you have to aim 20 to 25 lesions until you can comfortably perform transbronchial biopsy. On the right, we have a solution to this long learning curve. This technology is called AI-powered voice-commanded control of the snake robot. Please, video, please.
Up.
Instead of using the gamepad,
Robot right.
This device is now autonomously advancing the bronchoscope to the lesion we found before the procedures. Image on the left, you see the grayscale image is showing the video coming from the bronchoscope, and AI processes video images and produces what's called a depth map you can see on your right. After taking this depth map, the robot also finds the deepest airway to the end of the view. Therefore, it can advance the devices in the center of the airway without damaging the airway walls. This potentially helps to reduce the learning curve, human error, and also improve the performance of the procedures. So to conclude, we have developed a clinically viable prototype, and we use these devices to perform large animal and cadaver study to investigate the feasibility. We also develop some of the intrapulmonary procedures tools suitable for these devices, and we put together a team again with Dr. Colson and then our team, and also the Canon engineers to make this happen. We have secured intellectual property to protect our invention and technology.
So what do we need? So in order to advance this, we need to do system integration of multimodal imaging to address the image-to-system divergence which nearly every single robotic platform is encountering in this field. We need a development partner for the development of these novel operative tools that we've talked about, and we're already working on regulatory clearance for clinical use. What's really important is this project highlights that MGB is a really valuable partner for industry to co-develop next-generation medical products, and we're really looking for partners to help us take this particular project into the OR where I really need it. So thank you.